Technology and poetry are about as different as you can get, right? And you're dealing with sometimes some very traditional organizations that are thinking about efficiency and the quick fix and not opening to curiosity and creativity. So similar to the question around the challenge that Nate posed, how do you break the ice when you walk into an executive that says, poet's keys for innovation? Yeah, that's interesting. I think I've got another meeting. Who brought this guy?
I'm sure that never happens.
Oh man, no, it's you. There definitely are folks who are a little confused, which is totally understandable. But what my goal is when I enter a room like that is really just to demonstrate to an audience like that even if they've never written a sonnet in their lives, that their challenges are likely not all that different from the challenges a poet faces. So I tell them about things like writer's block and how it comes from the anxiety of not knowing where their pen is going to end up. And so I ask a group of executives, leaders, how many of them have a role that challenges them to wrestle with uncertainty, which is like, everyone deals with if they're strategic. I tell them about things like imagery, about how poets don't write about a sunset in clouds. They write about a bruised sky and the cotton balls that sprinkle the air or whatever. And they do this because poetry is how we pry from our minds what only exists in the imagination and make it so real that our audience can't help but see it too. And so I ask this group of leaders, how many of them have a role that ever challenges them to bring an idea to life totally from scratch, and sometimes an idea that somebody else might not have been able to see until we showed them. And people again raise their hands, and then I'll tell them about this poem, one of my favorite poems, called Ode to the 99-Cent Store, in which the poet challenges this belief that bargain and bad quality belong in the same sentence. I think he calls the 99-cent store God's garage sale. And by the end of this poem, you've got like so much more love for your local Dollar Tree or Dollar General that you probably overlooked. And so I ask this final question of how many folks among this group of execs, leaders, etc., have a role that ever challenges them to question their assumptions or the assumptions of other people and challenge traditions of thinking. And, if folks aren't doing that currently in their job, they certainly want to.